when I'm working with someone on the massage table, I start with a prayer and actually a space that creates this bubble of protection, that they're safe here and that they're safe with me. And I set the intention that I will be able to channel the connection that they need to connect to their highest self. And so right there and then I become that conduit. Then from there, we do an intentional prayer together, right? Because that individual has got to be open to wanting this healing, right? I'm not going to go upon someone against their will, right? So they've got to create that open space, that expansiveness, that they are, yes, I invite this healing. I ask for this healing. And what happens is that the cells within themselves open up and become more ready to receive. And I feel it. I'll feel it and I'll know when the prayer is done, because there's a vibration level that when my hands are on the individual, I feel when there's that resistance, and then I feel when there's that expansiveness, that they're open to new possibilities. And the cells tell that to me. And it's like, I guess it would be kind of like a door open and a door closed. That's how it would be. That's how the answer would be to me. Would be that the door is not open. Okay, the door's open now. So now I can start to channel and I can start to connect. And then from there, I actually ask the organs and the cells to tell me and to show me which area through sensation will that individual need to heal first to create the most optimal healing environment for them. So so if your emotions are like an onion, we don't get to the bottom onion first, right? We take the top layer off first, and then we go to the next. And I don't choose to do that. That was like one thing that a client had asked me, is like, well, I want to get to this. And I said, well, I can't choose that. Your cells, your own inner wisdom chooses that as to what we work with. And I work with what is given to me from the answers from your organs and from your muscle tissues and from your dura mater. So like, the physical anatomy that I know through massage, I've now taken that and I listen to what they tell me. And then from there, that's when I'm channeling. So I'll ask those cells, what's going on? I'll ask what's happening, and you're interactive with me. As a client, you're interactive with me. And then there's that moment where that emotion starts to come up and it starts to swell and I can feel it. And it's almost like a volcano underneath my hand is the way I would describe it, and how the organs feel. It starts to feel tighter for you though as the client, right? When you're on the table, when you feel that emotion that has been trapped within you for so long, and then you're now starting to bring awareness to it when you have been smothering it down for so long. Yes, of course, that emotion is going to feel worse and you're going to feel tighter because you don't want to feel that. And this is that tipping point. This is that, absolute pinnacle that is so, so key and important, that you stay open and you feel with me. And remember that this space is a safe space for you to be in. And we go through what story you felt, what story you told yourself. You and I go through that together. And as I move the organs, I will feel when the story is the real story. Because just like a door opening and closing, that's how the organ kind of tells me. And that's the simplest way for me to explain that. And that organ tells me. And then at that point, it is then that I channel a connection that is so much higher than myself. And I feel the energy power through my head and out my mouth. And that is when we create that new story. And it is with a connection that is greater than me and greater than you. And it is for your highest and greatest good. And from there, we rewrite that story, and we go through mantras where we actually feel that emotion. We feel the new story. We make that new story your story in that emotion, in that organ, in that cell. And we let that cell understand that this is that new story. So the cells start to realign and reconnect while I'm also still massaging and holding your tissues and moving things into alignment. We are sending that energy, both me channeling through and you connecting to your highest self, while also me massaging and moving the organs around and the cells and the tissues. And it is at that point that it starts to embed within your nervous system. And then from there, we voice it out and we start to feel it and we own it. And that is when the healing begins. That is when we've rewritten the story. We let go of that old story and we've rewritten a new story. And from there, at the end of your session, when you think I've been a miracle worker and I've helped you, that is actually really when the true healing begins. The true healing begins when you walk down that path on your own and you embody that healing. You embody that story. You praise yourself every time that you walk down that new story. When you allow yourself to choose the empowered you, to choose the you that is worth that decision, right? It is when you choose you that that nervous system understands that that new story is the story that is here to stay. Because that old story can come back in an instant. It can come back instantaneous. The moment that you say, oh, well, I'm like this, or I've always been like this, and you revert back. And so it is not me that is doing the healing. It is you. It is me that is the conduit that opens that door for you, that realigns the organs and the tissues and teaches you that there is a new possibility of a new story. But at the end of the day, the healing is done through you, and it's with you and it's by you.